I hope you're well. Thank you so very much for joining me today. Of course, thank you for your continued support of this series. It really is an encouragement to me. In Acts chapter 26, starting in verse 17, Jesus is speaking to Paul. He says, I will deliver you from the Jewish people as well as from the Gentiles, to whom I now send you. He says, I'm going to deliver you from the Jews. When they try to pursue you, when they try to harm you, I will deliver you from them. And we see that they did indeed try to pursue Paul. They did harm him on a couple of occasions, but Jesus says, I will deliver you from them. In other words, I'll send you on your way alive and well. And he did. Every single time. He did. He says, I'll deliver you from the Gentiles. He says, I'll deliver you from the Gentiles. Paul, you're going to be pursued by the Gentiles. Matter of fact, in Ephesus, they're going to have a riot over the things that you're saying, but I'll deliver you from them. As a matter of fact, Jesus did. But notice the last part of that verse, to whom I now send you. I now send you to the Gentiles. Why, Jesus? Why? Why are you sending Paul to the Gentiles? Paul might ask that question. Why me? Why me? If you have to deliver me from them, why are you sending me to them in the first place? Well, Jesus is, he goes ahead and he answers all of those questions that one might ask. He says to open their eyes in order to turn them from darkness to light and from the power of Satan to God, that they may receive forgiveness of sins and an inheritance among those who are sanctified by faith in me. He says, Paul, I'm sending you to them so that they may turn from darkness to light, so that they may be delivered from Satan and instead brought to God, so that they may have an inheritance, so that they may have forgiveness of sins. He says, Paul, I'm sending you for that purpose. In John chapter 8 and verse 32, Jesus says, and you shall know the truth, and the truth shall make you free. How is one transported out of darkness or removed from darkness, brought away from Satan, and instead brought closer to God? It's through truth. That's the only way about it. It's through truth. Again, Jesus says, and you shall know the truth, and the truth shall make you free. Or the truth shall set you free. Some translations might read. It's only through truth. There is no other way. In John chapter 17 and verse 17, Jesus is praying to God. He says, sanctify them, set them apart by your truth. Thy word is truth. It's through the word of God, no other word. In Colossians chapter 1 and verse 13, Paul writes here, and he has delivered us from the power of darkness. That sounds very similar to what we read in the book of Acts, Acts chapter 26. He has delivered us from the power of darkness. Are you still in darkness today? It's a question worth asking. He says, delivered us from the power of darkness and conveyed us into the kingdom of the Son of His love. He's delivered us from darkness. He's removed us from darkness. He's moved us into the kingdom. What's the opposite of darkness? Light. Again, that sounds very, very similar to what we read in Acts. To take them away from darkness, to remove them from darkness, and instead bring them to light. To move them from Satan, and instead to bring them to God. And I'll reiterate, the only way to do that is by truth. The only way to get the roadmap, if you will, the instructions, the basis of those things is truth. I'd like to thank you so very much for watching, and I certainly hope to see you next time. If this video has been of any benefit to you, if it has maybe made you think on some things, please share it with someone that it may have the ability or the possibility to help them too. I would really appreciate that. Again, thank you so very much for joining me today, and I hope to see you next time.